Hello and welcome to the West Texas Voices podcast. I'm Levi Fisher and I'm thrilled to have Marian Barker with us. She's an incredible golfer and it's just truly a pleasure to have you here. Marian, tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Well, I grew up in Las Cruces, New Mexico, and at that time, it was before Title IX, so we didn't have any sports in school or anything, so I just played out on the street with the kids in the neighborhood, and so we played and played and played. Whatever season it was, that's what game we played. And then went to high school, same thing. And then when I got to college, Title IX came in. And so then we had some organized sports. So that was fun. That's all I've done my whole life is play.
Did you happen to play any sports in college by chance?
I did because, again, it's Title IX.
Right.
So they were just starting at New Mexico State, starting collegiate athletics. So I've always been a pretty good athlete. So we started in volleyball, made the team, played volleyball.
Wow.
Then went to basketball, tried out, made the team for basketball. So went on.
So you were a multi-sport collegiate athlete, huh?
Yeah, and so then that first year I knew I was going to be a coach. And so I thought, well, I probably better know a little something about track. So I ran track my freshman year.
Okay.
And that was enough for that.
Right.
That's
Great.
hard work. And then I played softball. So
That's
I
awesome.
just did every sport.
So out of those sports, do you have a favorite out of all of them?
Favorite. Probably my favorite was volleyball, but I was probably the best at softball.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us, so if you weren't playing golf during college, when did you get into golf?
Once I moved here,
Okay.
and I met Larry,
Yes.
my husband.
That's right.
And so I had a friend in college, and she played golf. And so she would go to the driving range, and I would just think, oh, this is the stupidest thing. But it was
Right.
sort of fun to try to hit the ball. And so we'd go to the range every once in a while, and every once in a while I'd hit one. And so I had a tiny, tiny, tiny bit exposure.
That's so fun.
And then when I met Larry, he's like, hey, learn how to play golf. They have these couples tournaments. We could do pretty good.
And y'all did very well.
We did
correct?
do
Y'all
good.
have won, I was doing some research, and y'all have won the Bogey Buster and many others couple tournaments countless times.
They have a really good couples tour in this
Okay.
part of the country. And little towns, big towns, everywhere have little couples tournament, and they're so fun. So,
That's awesome. For the viewers, what do you happen to know the name of that tour by chance?
well, it's not specifically called
Okay.
a tour, but
There's just multiple different
Yes, yeah.
ones that, is it different clubs that kind
Right,
of do them
right.
and stuff like that?
and there's a pretty large group of people. They just kind of migrate from one to the other, the other.
That's so fun.
It is
So y'all
fun.
kind of started doing that. And then I know you've accredited a lot of your success in golf to Jesse Blackwelder. Tell us about how did you get in touch with him and start going to him? I know you grew up in Las Cruces, so you had connections to New Mexico. I know he was the coach at New Mexico Junior College for a long time. So tell us how you kind of got started working with Jesse.
Well, Larry and I became members at Levitt Country Club, and we played there. And there was a gal there named Judy Cook.
Okay.
And Judy's a real good tennis player, and she played some golf. And she was getting better and better. And so we were like, what are you doing? How are you getting so much better? And she's the first person that we knew that went to see Jesse and Hobbs. And so we were like, who? Where? And so she introduced us. And so Larry actually started first. And,
Okay.
And he went down there, and so I'd go with him, and I just thought, that is kind of interesting. And so then we started going, and we didn't have a whole lot of money, so we would go once a month.
Right.
And so he would take a lesson, then I'd take a lesson. And so this is after coaching or whatever, so we wouldn't get there till about 7:30 or 8. And so he'd have a lesson, then I'd have a lesson, so he wouldn't get home till like near midnight or whatever.
That's dedication. So,
But it was fun. We didn't have a clue what we were doing.
but I would imagine, having a good spouse like that allowed y'all kind of coach each other when y'all weren't even taking lessons, huh?
Well, we
Something
tried
like that.
to.
You attempted.
Yeah. Yeah. We thought we knew what we were doing, but we really didn't.
Right. So what was kind of your experience, your first experience with Jesse? Like, what was that like? Like the first lesson, which I guess you didn't necessarily take, you more just were kind of observing.
At first, I just watched.
But what was your first thought? I mean, obviously you had thoughts prior because you'd heard what her experience was, but what did you think from Jesse kind of day one?
Well, first of all, I thought it was odd that we were inside and that it was nighttime. We were hitting in this old warehouse type building and everything, but I could tell by his demeanor and the words he used and everything, I could tell he was really smart, really, really smart. And so I didn't doubt that he didn't know what he was talking about, but I really didn't have a clue as to what he was saying.
Correct. So how old were you when you started going to Jesse? I know you didn't start playing golf till later, so...
Probably 23.
23.
Uh-huh.
That's awesome. Because, a lot of those people that would have a background like you and a resume like you in regards to golf, you would think they've started since they were just little bitty, and you really defy that stereotype. So
I just love to play. So I just, like I said, just go from sport to sport to sport to sport. And then golf was kind of the summer sport.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. So what's your advice to people that are starting golf maybe in college or even beyond college later on in life, opposed to, there's people that are starting when they're real young, but what's your advice to people starting golf later in life?
To have fun and to just hit it, find it, and hit it again, and not put too much emphasis on outcome.
Okay.
Just enjoy the process, because it's very hard. It's very, very hard, especially when you're beginning.
That's right.
It's very easy to get frustrated, but if you just enjoy the people you're with, enjoy trying to get better, and just enjoy everything.
Right. And so I've actually had the privilege of playing with Marion, and one thing about her when she plays golf, she's the most even golfer I've ever seen. I mean, just never gets mad at anything, just always is so smooth. And I've always wondered how you do that, and I guess that's kind of the way you view of it, just have fun, enjoy the people you're around. But how do you do that? Do you have any more, could you expand on that any further of how you just stay so just calm on the golf course?
Well, maybe it looks calm on the inside. Sometimes it's not so calm. But I heard one time somebody said, expect every shot to be perfect and accept whatever it is. And I've kind of taken that philosophy. So when I get over the ball, I think, okay, I'm going to do this. And then when it doesn't turn out like I think, I'm just, oh, well, go try this next one, see if I can do it again.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And so I really learned the only things you can control is the way you think and the way you present yourself and your overall outlook on things, being positive or negative or anything. Sure. And luckily, I'm just kind of naturally a positive person. So
that's the truth. You're so positive, Marion.
So I want to do good. I really, I love to win. I love to compete, but I know I mess up a lot. So that's just part of the game.
That's right. But speaking of winning, you've done a lot of that, and it's just very impressive. And so how do you handle coming down the last, or say even the night before a tournament, but also the last round, that just the final part of when, say you're leading a tournament and there's all that pressure and people are, people are thinking things, stuff like that. How do you handle the pressure of winning a golf tournament?
Oh, that's a good question. Just all I can do is try to control me. And so I think a lot about, one time when I was playing in a tournament, I was going to go to Leveland, and I really was not very good. But I just laid in bed and just thought about every single hole and where it would be best to hit a drive, where the second shot should go, and so forth. And I'll be danged, the next day I went out, and everything went just like I had sort of rehearsed in my mind, except putting. I putted terrible. Should have thought about putting. But anyway, so I guess that's kind of it, is just trying to be physically prepared and mentally prepared, and then just go play. And like I said, have fun, compete. And one of my sayings I've always said to myself is, I may get beat, but by golly, they're going to have to play good to do it. I'm not going to give it to them.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
I think that can carry over into any aspect of life. So that's just truly, truly incredible. Speaking of things kind of carrying over into life, what are some of the life lessons you think that golf has taught you or that you've experienced, and or maybe just people on the golf course that you play golf with have taught you along the way?
Oh, I've learned a lot of things. One is you can learn a lot about other people on the golf course. You can find right away who you could trust, who you wouldn't trust. who has a hot head, who's easygoing, who you'd want to hang around with, and like who you'd be glad to get away from. You know, it's just, it brings out the best and worst of everybody.
That's true. It's just a true picture of who everybody is.
And then also I've learned that you cannot control outcome. And that's in anything. You cannot control outcome. All you can do is try to control yourself and make the best attempt that you can at whatever the goal is right at that minute.
Right.
And you can't control even a putt. You can't control if it goes in or not. All you can do is try to control your nerves and putt it where you think it's supposed to go. It either goes in or it doesn't. That's all that can happen.
That's right. And you just kind of have to accept those results.
And then another thing, I've won some tournaments I had no business winning. That I was not near as good as the people that I was playing. But I don't ever think about that. I just think about, okay, there's the ball and I want to try to hit it over there. So do the best I can in doing it. And then sometimes the others just fall away and you're like, I don't know what happened to them. Where'd they go? You know, but again, it's just control myself and try to stay positive. Because it's amazing how much our mind gets in our way and how much it tries to do what we tell it we want to do. So if we tell it, just throw this ball right over there at that hole and don't think much about it, it goes. But if you try to think about, okay, I've got to do this, this, and this, and this in order to get it to go in there, your brain tries real hard to do all those things, but it's overload.
Right.
So.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a controversial question here. Who is the better golfer, you or Larry?
Larry's the best putter I've ever witnessed. He could putt. He could get up and down from anywhere. So day in, day out, he would be the better.
Okay, so about his putt, what made him such a great putter? What habits have you seen in the best putters in golf, and kind of what they do?
Great imagination and very good eye-hand coordination.
Okay.
Because probably if you were to critique his putting stroke or his technique, would not be probably what other people would think would work. But he could flat putt.
That's awesome. So out of all those couples tournaments, all the different courses y'all have played, what was y'all's favorite tournament? I mean, I know it's kind of hard
easy.
to pick one.
No, it's easy.
Okay.
Pebble Beach.
Oh, wow.
We went out there with no expectations. We just were excited to go. And so we just played. And so the first day we played Pebble Beach, and it was low ball. Poor Larry, he was so excited. He was so excited. He could not buckle his belt. He was so nervous. And I was like, shoot, I'm never going to be here again. Just play. And so luckily that day I played really good and kind of kept us in it. And then the next 2 days he settled way down and came right back to where he was. And so it was kind of fun because there's 3 different courses and they divided each flight. So a third of you's over here, a third of you's over here, a third of you's over here. So one group was playing low ball, another group's playing scramble, and another group's playing shamble. So you're not really comparing apples to apples.
Okay.
Because you don't really know what you're doing. And then at the end of each day, they put the scores up. And so you can see, whoa, we did good in scramble, but these guys still get to play scramble. And so it kept going like that. And I'll be darned if we didn't win when it was all over.
Well, that's awesome. What was the weather like when you were there?
It was beautiful.
Oh, okay.
It was perfect. I don't think it could have been any nicer.
Wow. So, yeah, I was going to say, I know it gets real windy up there a lot, but I know West Texas, we get plenty of experience in that.
Yeah.
So, but y'all got lucky with some great weather. If you're playing in a tournament, do you kind of look forward to having real windy and bad weather, or do you just kind of want fair weather? Or which one do you think gives you the most advantage?
Oh, probably good weather.
Right. I think everybody in general prefers that. I think it's the most fair. So.
But bad weather eliminates quite a few people already before they ever step up, because they just already use it as an excuse. But if you just go and play and accept what it is, you're not competing against near as many people.
That's right. So changing the subject a little bit here, you and Larry both coached the girls in Lubbock, and when y'all started out, I think there was 3 or 4 girls across a few schools,
Right.
like only 3 schools, and there's only 3 or 4 girls, and by the time y'all left, there were maybe over 60
Correct.
around there. So tell us about that. How did you, I guess, foster so much excitement around the game of golf?
Well, we knew we had to have bodies. So we would go and look for kids that got cut from other sports or in study halls or just don't want to run PE, whatever, just look for kids. So a lot of times we'd get 2 or 3 come out, and you could tell, like, say, ooh, we want her, but you've got 3 other friends that are with you that don't really care anything about it. But in order to keep you, we need to keep these other 2 or 3 to come on out so that we can keep that good one coming. So that's kind of how we got so many. So I call them popcorn. We had a lot of kernels that would pop, and then we had some that we knew would never pop. But we needed
You needed the friends.
we needed the friends there to keep the ones going. And we just did practice like we do on the range.
Okay.
So we just hit balls, and then if someone wants to talk about going to prom, we stop and talk about going to prom, talk about this, talk about that, hit a few more balls. But we just kept it real lighthearted and fun, like we played and practiced ourselves.
That's great. So what do you think the best way, I know there's plenty of parents out there that they want their kid to get into golf and love it just like they did. What do you think is the best way to make their kid like golf?
It just, again, have fun. Got to
Right.
set it up to where it's not totally frustrating and that they want to go back again. So just whatever that takes to make it fun.
Out there, have fun. That's great. So is Pebble Beach, going back to what we were talking about, do you think Pebble Beach itself is your most favorite course you've ever played? Or what, if not, what's your most favorite course you've ever played?
Oh, that's pretty nice. And Pebble Beach is so good because when you get out on the course, it looks hard. It really doesn't play that hard.
Oh, really?
And so the fairways are more generous than what they look. The greens are bigger, or at least they hold real good. So it didn't take like a genius or a really professional to be able to do pretty good. Just try to hit it up there and see what you can do with it.
Correct.
So
That's awesome. So you've won so many tournaments here in West Texas too, and just been a member at the country club for many years. Why did you decide to pick Lubbock and stay here and really put your roots down here in Lubbock?
it would have to be Larry,
Okay.
because I moved here, and then that very first year I met him, and we just hit it off right away. And we were pretty much the same personality. We both just like to play. We both very positive. We both like people, and so.
That's awesome.
And so he wasn't looking to go anywhere. I wasn't looking to go anywhere. So we just stayed here together.
Stayed here in Lubbock. That's awesome. Great. What is your most favorite thing about golfing in Lubbock in particular?
Oh, it always comes back to the people. So right now, playing out at Lubbock Country Club, I just really enjoy playing with Dorothy Pickering and her group out there, because it's just plain fun. It may not be that great for your golf, but it is just really, really enjoyable, and I have a great time.
Well, it does improve your concentration. I will say that. It'll test that for sure. So that's always so fun. Mm-hmm. So outside of golf, what do you kind of like to do outside of golf?
I enjoy going to the tech games, softball, basketball. I got tickets to the Buddy Holly musicals, and that was fun. I enjoyed doing that. I like movies. I like to go to the movies or just watch them on TV, and like to eat. I'm good at eating.
That's always a fun one. What's your favorite food? What are the best places to eat in your opinion in Lubbock? What are kind of the maybe the hidden gems that maybe people don't know about?
It depends what you have. Orlando's, can't beat Orlando's for Italian food, and they've got several different dishes that are good. There's a really good Mexican food place out in Friendship. It's on the north side of the interstate going out Chilitos or something like that. It's got Mexican food that's really close to Las Cruces Mexican food.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that's really good. And let's see. Abuelos is pretty good. It's not really traditional Mexican food, but I like it. Others, so.
That's great. It's good. It's good Tex-Mex for sure. And are you the type of person on your movies? Are you the type of person, do you want to watch the movies at home on your TV, or do you like to go to the movie theaters?
I'd like to go to the movie theater.
Okay. What's your movie theater of choice here in Lubbock?
Oh, I don't know that I have one.
You just go wherever the movie's at, right?
Right.
Awesome. What's your favorite genre of movie?
Oh, that's another. I like them all. I don't really like shoot 'em ups just for the sake of shoot 'em ups. But if the shoot 'em up has a purpose to the movie, then that's okay. And I like the Hallmarks. I like them all. There's not really one I don't like. But a drama, I guess drama would be the best. Good suspense.
Okay. So out of all those dramas, do you have a favorite?
Oh, did you ever see, what was the name of it? The guy went into India or some foreign country and he was going to smuggle out these drugs, and he got caught and they threw him in this Indian jail. And he was there for a long time. True story. Okay. They finally got him out, but his predicament of being in there, it is so intense. It is really good.
That's good. I'm gonna have to watch it.
I can't
the
remember
viewers
the name
watch
of
it too. Well, I'll probably put it in the description there of what it is. But,
it was intense. When you did bad in the prison, they would whack the bottom of your feet with these sticks. Oof. Ooh, it was bad.
Sounds very intense.
It was very intense.
Okay, so going back to the coaching part, what's kind of the biggest thing that maybe you see amateur golfers first starting out, what's the biggest misconception they have about golf?
Working with our kids, I think the biggest misconception is that putting is easy. And so no one ever really wants to spend much time putting because they can hit the ball with the putter.
Right.
They don't often hit the ball with their club. But little do they realize that even if you're not hitting it very good, you will get to the green. But you've got to get into the hole. And hopefully it won't take you as many shots to get into the hole as it did to get there, or you're going to get your 9.
Right. And so out of all the girls, I know you said that it would take maybe 1 out of the 4 might pop and do well. What traits did the girls have that did the best? What traits did the best golfers possess that made them, better than the others?
And whatever it is inside of them that makes them want to learn how to play.
Okay.
And whenever they can catch that makes them want to practice, makes them want to get out. Whether they really have the talent or not, if they just have the yearning to be able to hit the ball and to make that first score that has a name, like triple bogey.
Right. So for you, what was your thing that really made you want to go hit the ball?
I am just so competitive, very, very competitive. And so when I first got here, I would play in these ladies tournaments, and they were just little housewives tournaments. And there was ladies my age now. Oh my gosh, they would just wear me out. I could hit the ball a long ways, but it'd go everywhere. And so they would just hit it down there, on the green, putt, and they'd have a 4. And I'd be over there, in those trees, over there, on there, and then I'd have a 5 or 6 or 7. And so, I don't know, just wanting to get better to where I could compete.
Right. Mm-hmm. So speaking of, I guess, the older people that were beating up on you then, what do you think, what is your number one advice for, I guess, senior golfers, people that are getting older, to maintain their game, if not improve, and beat all the young people out there?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like running. If you're not fast, you're not going to learn fast. And the same with golf. If you can't hit the ball off the ground and get it going, you're not going to do very good. But as you get older, you can't hit it as far as you used to, and that can be very frustrating. So I think the advice I would give is you have to let loose of that ego thing of how far it goes, and you need to be more concerned about how straight it goes and how well you can get it onto the green and finish the hole.
Right.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Now, on the flip side, for the junior golfers, for the youngsters, what do you have for them to beat everybody else? What do you have for a junior golfer getting started in golf? What's your number one advice?
Just whack it. Hit it as far as you can, find it, and hit it hard again. And then...
Right. And then just figure out how to get it straight later.
Figure out how to get it straight later and figure out how to get it in the hole.
Correct.
But just don't limit yourself. Just bust it.
Just go out there and hit it.
Just go out there and have fun.
That's right. I can't remember what tour player said that. There's some player or coach that was. I know he said that too. I can't. Maybe it was Nicholas.
I don't know for sure.
Okay, speaking of Nicholas, that reminds me of Jesse in our lessons. He'd always talk about Nicholas growing up and how Jack Grout would hold his head still, and that way he couldn't follow through, and he had to keep his heels on the ground for forever and stuff like that. So what are some of your most memorable moments you had with Jesse? I know you took from him for many, many years. What are kind of some memorable moments you had with Jesse?
Just how constant he was. And it never deviated. We always were going to work on the same things, only you're learning more every time you doing it. But just his demeanor, he was so positive, and he loved people. And you know, all the times I went, I think he was only kind of tired or really wasn't in the mood to do this. I think one time, and he was a little, for him, was a little short, but I don't think anyone else would have realized that he was a little bit impatient. But all those times that I've gone, the way he always just focused on me and just, you can do this, and no, that's not right. That's not right. Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
That's, yeah. I know many of y'all have probably had the opportunity to take lessons from Jesse, just like Marion and I, and he had many sayings that he would repeat over and over like that. That's not right.
It won't work.
It won't work. It won't work. Yeah.
Let's get back to work.
Let's get back to work. That's correct. Let's get back to work. That's a good motto to live by, I think. And push it back.
Push it back.
Don't want to pull it back. You
Right.
know. That's got those a lot.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think.
And now that he's gone, you know, I just have to think of what he used to say in the lessons over and over. And I've learned a lot since he's been gone because he's not here. And so a lot of times I think I just would rely on him to kind of think for me. But now I'm having to try to figure this out. I wish I knew as much I know about the golf swing now when I was younger and could actually hit it really pretty far.
So what do you think the steps are for someone to take nowadays to learn as much as they can about the golf swing?
I read, watch, listen, play, and practice. There's no shortcut.
Right, just hard work, right?
Hard work.
It's like Ben Hogan said, the secret's in the dirt.
That's right.
I think that's the truth about anything, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
Work hard and go a long, long way. One thing I wanted to mention to everybody is how recently, within the last year, you've decided to take on learning Spanish.
See.
And it's been so impressive. It's unreal, the progress you've made and stuff like that. What made you decide to want to even get into doing that, you know, later on in life? And how are you able to learn new things so well?
Well, I don't learn new things so well.
She's humble.
It was this time last year I was playing in a tournament and got invited to go to Puerto Vallarta with a group of ladies to play. And so I thought, oh, that'd be fun, go to Mexico. Then it wasn't just a few days or weeks later, I played with you. And you said that you had learned all this Spanish for 7 years, but didn't know how to speak Spanish. And then you're going to make it your goal to learn how to speak Spanish. And I was like, if he can do it, I can do it. And so I just started watching YouTube and listening, and I thought it was kind of fun. And then my sister's granddaughter is getting married the 23rd of May, and she's marrying a guy who is from Mexico. He's a citizen now, but his parents have no English.
Okay.
And so I said, by golly, I'm going to be able to talk to him. And so that was another motivation. Is like, I'm not going to be able to carry on a good conversation, but I'll be able to introduce myself, tell them who I am. I'm glad to meet them, and that I'm learning how to speak Spanish. That'd probably be about the end of our conversation.
Well, that's amazing. I can tell you, you've gone above and beyond that. Her Spanish is incredible. I'm not going to put her on the spot on it right now, but it truly is incredible. And
well, it has been fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I think you're so right. Going back to what you were saying earlier on golf, but I think it's really anything in life. The best way to learn and get better at it, and do it, is just have fun.
Have fun, and jump in there and just have fun. And
that's right.
So
it's such a good way to live. Just have fun.
It is. I agree. And I think this is one of the most important things I ever learned from Larry playing golf, and that was the most important thing in your round of golf is not the score you shoot, it's the people.
That's true. That's true.
Ooh, I might get one.
Yeah. Well, he's a great guy, and I tell you, it's truly a pleasure to get to know both of y'all. And you're 100% right. You and him were just like that, and so I really appreciate getting to know that and knowing all that. And yeah, so I think that makes a big difference.
And when the round of golf is over, you hope you played well. But if you didn't play well, you hope that the people that you were with say, "I had fun.
Right.
She was fun playing with her."
I have to give a shout out to Dorothy Pickering on this one. She is one that, and she's probably going to see this, but if she's seeing this right now, I have to say and there's so many other fun golfers out there, but she is truly a memorable one that is just so fun. And it doesn't matter how I play, how she plays, how anybody else in the group plays. There's never been a single round that I played with her that I ended with that and decided I did not have fun. I think every time I do it, it's always just, that's so fun. I can't wait to get back out there and do it again.
She plays golf for the perfect reason. She just loves it.
That's correct.
And she just loves it.
That's correct. Yeah, it's so awesome. So tell us a little about because you've been a member at Lubbock Country Club for many decades. How have you seen it change and how has Lubbock Country Club kind of changed over the years?
Well, I've always thought it was so pretty and perfect. In fact, the first time Larry and I ever played in it was a couples tournament, and he said, "Someday we're going to be members here." Yeah, right. And then sure enough, we were. So it's just always been beautiful. We get greenkeepers come and go, but the grass stays green and the water stays wet. I don't know. To me, it's just awesome. I can't ever complain about it.
So it's just always been great.
It's always been good.
And it sure is good, and they're doing a great job with it right now. There's many new improvements that are on the way and coming, and that's
it's just
awesome.
a hidden gem, I think. It's kind of a surprise.
It really is. It really is. And people don't realize that West Texas can have such great golf courses. And Lubbock Country Club is not the only great golf course in West Texas. There are many others. What other are your favorite golf courses of West Texas?
In West Texas? I used to love Andrews. Have you played there?
I have.
Yeah. I used to think that was such a fun course because, I don't know, I guess everything was just proportioned just right for me. I liked it. I liked Plainview because it was the very first course I ever broke 100 on or ever broke 90 on. I like the courses in Midland, Odessa. They're very plush, very nice. And then there's some really nice little bitty courses like Olton and Floydada.
Okay.
Yeah, and they always used to have real fun couples tournaments there.
Okay.
So again, the courses are all different. Some are plusher than others, but again, it's the memories you make, the people you see, and
that's right.
And is kind of what I associate with the golf course.
Right. Yeah. It's not the scores. It's the people. And I don't think that could be any more true. And so, that's awesome. What are some things about Lubbock that you think people might not even know speaking of hidden gem, I think Lubbock in and of itself is kind of a hidden gem in Texas, and many people don't even realize what all we have here. So what are some of the things you really appreciate most about Lubbock?
I tell people all the time that the best part about Lubbock is the people, how friendly they are, trusting they are, giving.
Correct.
You know, if you get in a bind, you'll have 10 people at your door,
That's right.
to help you out. And I don't know, everything I think just goes back down to attitude and people.
Correct. Yeah, I think that's Lubbock is built on the people. It's not even the place. It's not the scenery, obviously, but it's just the great people that we have here. Really, what makes it.
And you have a good hospital system. You know, the schools, good school system.
Yeah, everything.
Everything.
It's great. So what do you see kind of the future for Lubbock? I mean, obviously we all kind of see it, but from your opinion, what do you kind of view is going to happen to Lubbock in the future?
I don't know. That's a good question. I kind of wish that somehow we could boost the public schools.
Okay.
And help them out a little bit more, because I kind of see them suffering.
Right.
And I don't know how to do that. If we did, it'd already be done. But I see our public school system declining, and that will probably continue unless we can pump it back up somehow.
Right. And schools are truly the foundation of everything. There's a statistic out there that says, I can't remember the statistic, but it's something like, I don't know how many people don't read at maybe even sixth grade level, but the percentage, whatever that is that doesn't read at sixth grade level, I think 83% of them are going to go to prisons or be in anything like that, like unemployed, stuff like that, if they don't read at sixth grade level. And the percentage that can't read at the sixth grade level is honestly astonishing.
It is.
And so schools are always something we can improve, because it's really the base of what we did. So what else, going back to your coaching thing, I was thinking of that, talking about kids. Did you coach any other things besides just golf?
Well, I was junior high coach. So
Okay.
it's kind of like we just went from one sport. We went from volleyball to basketball to track. And then we'd start over again. And so my last about 15 years, I was junior high coach till noon, and then high school coach in the afternoon. So I still was involved with the volleyball and basketball.
Awesome.
And then just track in the afternoon.
So what's the difference in coaching people in junior high versus high schoolers? Like how do you change? Did you change your teaching style a little bit when you're with junior high versus high school? But you probably changed it just on the person in particular too. But how did you change that?
Well, at the junior high, everything was a team sport. So everything is a little bit more structured, a little bit more controlled. And we actually work out, we practice. But then when you go to golf, it's more individual, it's a little bit more laid back. And so it's more, not so much structure, a little bit more freedom. And you kind of learn it. In other sports, you can try to work on fundamentals all the time. You don't ever have to wait for something to break. In golf, you know how hard it is. If you're having success, and no matter what it looks like, you're having success, leave it alone, because it will break. Right. And so you wait till it falls apart, and then they're very receptive for any suggestions that you have.
That's true.
And so you just always encourage why they're having success, and when they're broken, then you give them suggestions and try to help them get better. And then they will get better again, and they're real happy, but it will break again. And so you kind of coach in those broken spurts. When things are working good, you just pat them on the back and tell them, keep going, keep going.
So for you in golf, because like I said, we all go through those ups and downs.
Yeah.
So when you're in those broken moments, how do you get through that?
Oh, that's hard. I'm kind of in a broken moment right now. You just you just have to kind of go back to the very fundamentals and just try to make solid contact with the little short shot.
Right.
And just take celebrate little small victories. Don't try to get too involved in the great big victories. Don't worry so much about the outcome. Just try to get it in the air.
So
advance
do you
it.
think that thought process has helped you out a lot in just all aspects of
I
your
do.
life?
I do.
That's awesome.
Just this.
That's great. Yeah. Because I tell you, if you think like that, it really allows you to stay even, just like you do. I mean, those of y'all that haven't gotten to play with Marion, I really hope y'all get the opportunity to. It really actually will change your life, believe it or not. She's really incredible lady, and if everybody could just treat golf like that, it would just be great because it's just so smooth, and just treat life like that. It's just a good way to live, and I think you represent the people of Lubbock, the people of West Texas, just so great. And it's always great that, like you said, of what people, when you play a round of golf, you care more about the people than the score, and just that they can say, I really enjoyed playing with you. And I can say, at least playing with you, that's every time I play with you, you're just such a great representation of the people of Lubbock, people of West Texas. And so it's truly an honor that you represent us so well, and you definitely do a great job of doing what you said. So
Well, thank you. I enjoy playing. I've always enjoyed playing with you too.
yeah, it's truly a pleasure. And Marion, I really thank you so much for coming on and talking a little bit. And yeah, I look forward to having you on again someday.
Okay,
So,
well, this has been fun. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. It's truly been a pleasure. So.
Okay.